to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Oh snaps, I think we are in this joint. What is up? I see you. You see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right, what's up? For Felony Charles Bennett, man. This is long time awaited. One of the dopest, realest fighters on the planet, most famous fighters. I see that Felony Charles Bennett t-shirt, man. Hey, I guarantee you I'm getting me one of those soon. Right now I can't, but I'm going to soon. And I'll tell everybody where they can get that and plug your social media and your YouTube and everything toward the end of the interview. But yeah, man, what's up? What's going on?
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
Just trying to survive in this fucking crazy world of life, but you know,
I completely understand, my man. I completely understand. Well, I know you got a fight coming up versus Brock Weaver at Felony I was gonna say Felony Fights at Island Fights 46. The return of Roy Jones Jr. and stuff, and I want to talk to you about your fight and stuff, but I don't know if you mind, like I'll tell you about my channel and stuff, like where I came from, because I know you had some people hitting you up. This is going to be a little bit of a different interview. I ain't just going to talk all about fighting, if that's cool with you.
Nah, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, bro.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. All right, well, first, I'll just give you a little introduction on where this channel came from, and then we'll start to just go from there. All right, so I'm YouTube. I'm sure you've probably never seen me or heard of me on no MMA shows. I never interviewed no fighter. I've interviewed one fighter before you, Sean O'Malley, who's in the UFC right now, but that was my first. But so there was a guy I used to listen to on YouTube, right? And I don't even want to mention his name because me and him are kind of at it. But his name was essentially like MMA Fast Topics, right? So I used to listen to him, and he started saying like, I'm going to move my channel to a website that costs $20 a month, and if you can't afford it, then you need a better job. And I was like, yeah, I'm on fucking YouTube. I'm not about to pay $20. I can't. For one, Netflix is $9.90 a month, and I'm not even paying that. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying $20 a month to some channel. So he ended up shutting it down overnight. And so I started MMA Fast Topics 2 on YouTube. So after that, people started running like, wow, where did MMA Fast Topics go? Where did he go? I'm like, he went to pay $20 a month. Here's a link to his stuff. I'm not hating on him. Do your thing, but I'm over here for free if y'all want to check me out. So that's how we started rolling. That dude ended up trying to shut my channels down. He shut 2 of them down. So I had to change the name from MMA Fast Topics 2 to Full-Time MMA. And so now we've been rocking over here. So that's how I kind of got my start, by starting off, you know, on that name. So that's why I've got the momentum that I've got, just by starting off as number 2. So that's where we are now. But yeah, man, I'm just a fucking random dude. Like I'm a custodian. I'm still hired on as a custodian. Like I clean like public offices and shit. Like I vacuum carpets, clean the toilets. In the summer, we fucking wax floors and shit like that. So I'm just a regular ass dude that works and watches MMA. But now I got this YouTube stuff rolling, and it's really got some momentum. So I'm really excited for where it's gonna go. But it's only been going for 6 months as of right now.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good, man. I like that.
Yes, and so that's why, I kind of like, I've been watching your videos and stuff. You've been trying to get your social media and your YouTube and stuff growing. So I want to help doing that, but I know there's so many people, and you really can't trust nobody. So like, really, I just plug your stuff anyway without you. I mean, this is our first time talking. So I mean, eventually, like, I thought it'd be dope, like, if we could like talk maybe once a week, and like eventually you know about, like, I don't know if you know anything about the Joey Diaz podcast, but I've seen you on the Chael Sonnen podcast and stuff, you know, where they've got like guests and stuff. And I just figured, like, I don't know if you've ever thought about being on a podcast, but if so, I think you'd be good at it. Just like hearing what you think about different topics on MMA. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on between Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. I don't know how much you really keep up on what's going on in the UFC and Bellator, but even if you don't, just hearing your topics every week, I'm sure people would love to hear it. Have you ever thought about doing like a podcast or something like that?
Yeah, I've had several people ask me about it, you know, but my trust issue, man.
Yeah, I swear to God, I know what you're talking about, bro. I know what you're talking about. I got trust issues, bro. I come from like where you come from, bro. My mom and my dad both have like did drugs my whole life. They still do. I don't talk about it a lot on the channel because I don't need to. I'm talented myself, and I know that. I just never had my start. But I completely understand what you're talking about with the trust issues. Like, you don't know, somebody just might be using you for your name, and then you don't know how the money's going on and stuff like that. But shit, so since
Yeah.
I'm a complete random nobody, I would let you, and I don't even know if you would want to, but control all of that stuff. Like, and even if we just did a talk or something like that once a week just to help grow your channel, like it don't even got to involve no money. But I completely understand what you're talking about with them trust issues. I've got them myself. I don't know where this channel's gonna go. All I'm in my fucking basement right now making YouTube videos, just recording shit, talking my shit on what's going on in MMA. But I don't really got to really worry about trust issues right now because I'm a nobody. But I already know I ain't never been on a fucking plane as an adult, so I don't even know what the hell is gonna happen with this. But I got them. I know what you're talking about with those trust issues for sure.
But see, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Uh, uh, with that being said, like, bro, if you look at it, you don't have to have a trust issue because you got your podcast, you got your shit all set up, so everything is ran by you.
Yeah.
Me, I don't know how to do all this shit.
Yep.
So with that being said, like, for us going into it, yeah, I would probably need somebody to help me.
Uh huh.
But then at the same time, it's like if I go into it with somebody, how do I know how am
If
I
it
gonna
turns
see
into
the
something.
numbers and all this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and I understand that, and the only way to actually know, and like I mentioned earlier, have you ever listened? Do you know about the Joey Diaz podcast at all?
yeah, I mean, I watch those guys,
With
but
Lee, you know the
it's like
Lee
I don't I
Syed.
don't I don't watch them like
Yeah,
that though. You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
was just asking if you ever heard of like the Joey Diaz podcast because he's a dude that like he came from like he wouldn't be accepted by I guess the so-called world, former criminal, former drug addict, blah blah blah. But he hooked up with a guy that is like just some like square ass white dude, but they like make the perfect combination because he's like, oh my god, you used to, it's a dope ass combination. But he brought like the technical skills, like Joey Diaz himself, he wouldn't know how to run the YouTube and the podcast type stuff. I only know how to do that because when I was growing up, I was like, I was going through whatever, but I was like into video games and stuff. Like I wasn't, I guess you could say, off the porch because we were moving around a lot. So just as we're moving around with my mom and shit, like me and my brother, we would be on the video games and play card games and shit. So that's why I'm kind of savvy with the computer stuff. But I know I completely understand what you're saying. Like how you wouldn't like know how to like operate it or whatever, or like and if somebody did it for you, how would you know how much you're making off of it and if they're splitting it right and if it turned into something and that I understand what you're saying, but and I really wouldn't even know how to like ask myself because I'm just getting into this like, if me and you were to like do some type of podcast, and I'm not even saying me because I think you could do it on your own for sure. I know you could. You would just have to have somebody that could handle it that you trusted, and I really wouldn't know how you would find that person. But I think that I do know one thing, and we could probably talk about this off screen. But like on YouTube, like when you make money on YouTube, because that's all I'm making money off of right now. I don't have sponsors or nothing. I just get a little bit of ad money. I make about $500 a month off of YouTube right now, and that's just because I make a lot of videos every day. And then like when the fights happen, like say Holly Holm versus Chris Cyborg just happens on the night of the fights. What I do is like I watch the fights, and like as soon as the first fight on the card happens, let's say who else was on the card? Let's just say Edson and Khabib. As soon as that fight's over, I get on YouTube and say, Edson Barboza just fought Khabib Nurmagomedov. This is how the fight happened. And a lot of people are on YouTube, looking for the fights for free, and they see that video and they think that they're about to see the free fight, and it's just me talking my shit. But that's where a lot of the views come in.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah, that's where a
yeah.
lot of it comes in.
I understand that the trickery.
Yeah, it's a little bit of trickery, but at the same time in the video, I don't say, "Hey, here's a fucking free live stream. Come check out the full
Yeah,
fight." Yeah, it's a little bit of
yeah.
trickery, but yeah. But that's where the
I
views come
understand.
in, and so even though I don't make that much right now, but one thing about YouTube though, what I was gonna say is like it shows you on the analytics like this video you made this much money off of because it was watched for this long. So on YouTube you could actually show that. Like say me and you like did like a weekly show, like I could show you this weekly show people watched, had this many views, they watched it for this many hours, and you made, I don't know, $32 off of this one show. And I would fucking, if we did do something like that, I would be willing to give you, I mean, more than half, just because I'm in the basement. I don't, $500 a month is cool, but it's the same. It really ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna pay either one of our rents. It would help, but I'm just saying
Shit,
off of
five
what
hundred
we
dollars
did.
a month to pay my rent.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Shit, I
it'll
don't
pay
know what
mine
you
too,
talking
because I'm
about.
splitting the house with my brother and his girl and my girl. So my half of the rent is $450, and their half is $450. So it helps me out, especially with my work. Like I said, I'm a custodian, and I work for public offices. So when they're closed for Christmas and the holidays, I ain't got work and shit. And I'm kind of like an independent contractor, so I don't get paid for holidays and shit. So this has really been helping me out. But the $500, and then also people been helping out with donations and stuff. But and also that's another thing, that another form of you got a PayPal and stuff. So if that was linked in the rev, whatever you got to your PayPal would just go to you anyway. So, but that's
Yeah, that's the thing. How do I link my PayPal to my YouTube though?
to your YouTube. You can either link it in your channel, the main channel page, which I can show you how to do that. You can also link it, like there's something called upload defaults, and so what that does is every video you upload in the description is automatically going to have whatever you put right there. So if you put your PayPal right there every time you live stream, no matter what, when it goes on YouTube, your PayPal's in the description, and that's just you click on the site on YouTube, go to my channel, upload defaults, and it's right there. It'll just have a text box, and then right there you can put your PayPal, and even every time, even if you're just live streaming, that'll be in the description and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, I can, and
So
I'll show you how to do that for free anytime, like offline. We can talk about it now anytime. I'll show you how to do that or anything. Shit, I'm talking to
yeah,
motherfucking Felony Charles Bennett right now, Mama. We made it.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll look it up though. I'm sure I could find that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, and now with this computer, like I can record the screen, so I can show you and just send you a little video of exactly where it's at afterward if you want. I'll send that to you, just where it's at on YouTube, and I'll just show me going up and clicking on it, and just send you the video of me doing that, like a little 30-second
Yeah,
tutorial. It's real fast.
I know exactly what you're talking
And then
about.
also on this video, whenever I put it up, I'll link your PayPal in the description too and shit for you. But yeah, I'll show you that. But yeah,
Okay.
so I was gonna say, so do you keep up on the fights like Bellator or the UFC? I know
I mean,
you watch,
I to be honest with you, I like
or even the
I'll
news.
I'll see it. I'll see it,
Yeah,
and like I guess what tomorrow. I really don't know who's fighting, but
it's Sunday.
uh,
Yeah, normally it's Saturday. This is a Sunday card. It's
yeah,
Doo Ho Choi
Sunday.
versus Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, let's see. Probably I'll watch it,
Yeah,
but it won't be like intense to watch next week's
yeah,
uh UFC. But at the same time, no, I don't really watch these guys. This is like on
yeah,
fucking Instagram. I don't follow any famous people with the blue check because y'all bitches don't follow me.
uh
Fuck
huh,
y'all. The fuck is y'all? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm special too. So if these motherfuckers got blue checks, I don't follow them motherfucking famous bitches. I don't know 'em,
A lot of
you
the
know?
people, and I like, yeah, a lot of them that don't follow you. Do you think, like, do they know, like, your Felony 3352 Instagram? Did you used to have an older Instagram, or have you always been Felony 352 on Instagram? Like, the
Nah,
Chael
this
Sonnens of the world and shit, do they know your Felony? Like, I'm sure they would follow you,
yeah,
maybe. I would assume. I
well
don't
my
know.
felony but see here's the thing though. You know, you got certain fight organizations that are still promoting that name. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
bro, listen, if you promote that name, these people are gonna look for that name, and they're
yeah.
not. 'Cause I don't go by it, so they're
Yeah,
gonna look
yeah.
for that name,
100%.
and they're not gonna find who they're looking
They're
for.
not going to
And
find the Felony
like I said, I only
352.
know
Yeah.
one name, so everybody else want to know all these other names. I just know felony. So
Uh-huh.
you can know all these other names, but you're not gonna find who you're looking for with these
Exactly.
other names. But
So,
at the
yeah.
same time, it's okay. I
Oh yeah, I
mean,
was just wondering if, like, cause I heard you on the Chael Sonnen podcast, and that was when your name was Felony. So I was just wondering if, like, since cause I would assume, I don't know if there's a way they plugged your Instagram on there, if they plugged the Felony 352 in and stuff, but Yeah, I mean, I think if people once your name gets out there as Felony, and clearly Felony isn't as big as another name might be, but once it gets bigger and people realize, oh, that's motherfucking Charles Bennett, that's Felony. I think people will follow you, like, oh, you know. But I just don't know if,
Yeah,
because
but
like you
see,
said,
listen. I've been doing this shit. I've been going by felony for 5 years. I had
okay,
3 in prison, 2.5 out. Right. As soon as I got out, I've been screaming felony, felony. The meaning, fuck everybody, left in the next year. So I've been on this, right?
mm-hmm,
So we're in 2.5 years in the making. And I'm sure if you put in Charles Bennett, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna pull up felony Charles Bennett amongst other names.
yeah,
But at the same time, if you've been following me, then you would know, common sense would be like. Then I still have people come on my page and be like, is this the real Charles Bennett? And I will ask them. I'm personally asking like, who are you looking for? And if they say the name, the right name, I'll accept. If they say the wrong name, I'm blocking
okay,
because evidently you're not understanding what this means. What this movement, what this name means, right? Everybody frowns upon a felon, right?
yeah.
Everybody frowns upon a felon. But at the same time, excuse me, while I light my blunt,
Hey man, I've
but
been
it,
hashtag sober 2018. I swear to God, but it's just been to save money. I ain't been smoking weed, but I literally had my dad came through randomly before the interview, and I said, "Man, I'm gonna have to just for this interview because I'm gonna have to get one ready." So I got one ready. This is the first time smoking in 2018, so I'm gonna
well,
do
nigga,
it.
that's only
But it ain't
12
nothing because I've
days.
been saving money and my rent's paid now. You know that's part of the reason I had to get this new computer because I interviewed Sean O'Malley who's in the UFC, and I had to get a computer because my old one was crap. So I took out
Yeah.
a payday loan, and so that's why I had to really quit to save money. But it's like, man, this is a super special occasion. So while you light yours, I gotta light mine. Where you at, full time
Yeah.
family? Fuck you, talking, man. Bro, I got my hand up like there's wind in my basement. Like,
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're a cigarette smoker. Hey, but yeah,
I quit smoking
so with that
cigarettes
being,
like 4 years ago,
oh,
probably. But yeah, I
that's
used to.
good. That's fucking good, yo.
But
But yeah, with this felony, right? It means a whole lot, man.
fuck everybody
Because
left offended
my
next year. But yeah, I know it means more than that. But I know what this stands for too.
yeah, yeah. Well, see, everybody loves that. Fuck everybody left offended next year. I've got a lot of
Yeah,
good
super
feedback on.
dope.
But yeah, the thing of it is, right? You can frown upon a felon. You can look at us and like, oh, well, he's did this and he's did that. But then you got motherfuckers that ain't never been in trouble, and then they go out and kill fucking 45 people.
Or rape
Or
somebody
the
behind a college dumpster, and then they're out next week and it ain't on their name. And
Yeah, but the thing of it is, these are people that do these crimes that you have no idea because they've never been caught or never got in trouble for anything.
or they got it
So
expunged
you
off the record because they paid double the price. Some
or
shit.
that. No, but still, even with that, you can see that. You know what I'm saying? The thing that you cannot see is the thing that you've never been arrested for. You've never been caught for. You have to follow me on this. I got felonies, which is true, right? And in the society, I don't want to go back to prison or jail, so I'm gonna act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But then you have these people that's never been in trouble, and they can go kill 45 people. I'm talking about the Vegas massacre. 45 people, never been in trouble. So you can frown upon me and be scared, but what about this nigga that ain't never been in trouble that you know nothing about?
But yeah, you didn't frown on him before. I mean, I'm sure people frown on him after, but before you didn't know nothing about him. And I hear your point on that for sure. I mean, honestly, my dad's went through that for like my whole adult life. He's got some charge that sounds terrible, and some a situation happened, and it like even though it says that on his record, my dad is one of the best dudes you'll ever meet. Fucking always got his head high no matter what's happening. Don't
Yeah,
play that victim stuff. Fucking he's always talking, got his mind on God, and he's a good ass dude. But if you people don't know that, if you just looked at his name, you're gonna say whatever. So I understand. There's a lot of people that don't quite understand, but to me, I'm a person that literally knows what you're talking about. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, and it is messed up. But I did want to touch on like the name Felony and like how you said it's been that for the last 5 years and people can't seem to get with the program. And I just wanted to like interject and say, I understand where they're coming from. Like I see what you're saying, but some people don't keep up with Felony's daily life, or even like, some people might have just loved you from 10 years ago and didn't know what happened for the last 5 years. They've been like, where's Felony or where's Charles Bennett? So now when they come up and see Charles Bennett, they're like, oh, is this, my boy from fucking 10 years ago? That ain't, I don't remember Felony, but at the same time, that's my guy. But then, you're like, why the hell are you calling me that? It might just be because they loved you 10 years ago and they ain't even really
But
been on that every day.
well, here's the thing. Here's how I look at it though. They don't have to be on Felony Charles Bennett all the time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you come on someone's page and the headline automatically says felony, why would you feel that, oh, this is such and such? Like, no, I'm to my and if I go like this is like your page, right?
Yep.
Before I had any words with you, I go on your page and I research. I'm looking, I'm checking shit out because I don't want to come
I'm a
into
perfect
this
example
this
because remember that MMA Fast Topics 2? I had another name. Remember I was telling you about it? I was Fast Topics 2. That's what people knew me as. And then he shut my channel down and I changed the whole name and people couldn't find me. They're like, oh, like, now I'm full-time MMA. They're like, oh, is this the same guy that was MMA Fast Topics 2? And I'm like, yeah, and I got to explain the story. I had to change my name and do. But yeah, I get hit with the same thing. Like, is this that same
yeah.
guy that used to be this guy?
But see, I'm tired of explaining though. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Yep.
thing. Like, there's so much footage out here where I constantly say this. Like, hey, I don't get paid for having that other name. There's nothing going on with that other name with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna plug this name, and I don't get no royalties off it. You know, they're using this name on UFC Fight Pass. You know
Is
what I'm
that name
saying? But
trademark? Can you
I
not
can,
make money off of that name? Can you not? Like
huh?
if you had your own t-shirts that said that name and you sold them on teespring.com, could you make money off of it if it went to your PayPal? Or if you
Yeah,
called it the
I
old,
mean,
let's say
yeah.
you started the Charles Bennett Old Name podcast and everyone was watching it and it had a link to your PayPal, people would tune into that old name and they would still be donating to Felony's PayPal and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm not.
But I
It's
understand if
just
someone else is making the
no.
money off of it.
If you understand, yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. So just because I use it for that second or whatever, who's to
Mm-hmm.
say someone else can't use it? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just when I got into this fighting shit, I got into this fighting shit, so I didn't have to sell dope and worry about going to jail. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's when I never sat here and fucking imagined blowing up to be an internet, a household, around the world name. You know, I didn't think that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that being said, of course, when I first started in the sport, I was dumb as fuck. You know, and so on and so on. But now that I'm a lot older, a lot more smarter, been to prison one time because my family felt that I needed to go there. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
became this guy that says, man, I don't want to get in trouble because I seen a lot of gay shit in prison. And I mean, I'm really into women. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I fucking love those women. So
I do
that
too.
I don't want to see any more gay shit that I don't have to see. And if I can prevent that, I'm gonna prevent that. Now, if you fuck with my kids, I'm going. I'm going. I don't understand, and I don't think I'm going if you fucking with my kids because I'm defending what's mine. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I hear that. I thought, man, whenever like, and I hear what you're saying. Like, you never because I mean, I'm still small as fuck. I'm not even close to a half a household name. I'm not even a whole name. but like, I didn't even expect this. Like, I didn't even expect to have a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? There's people like somebody will hit me on Snapchat and they'll send me like they're on a plane, like and they're on stage. My boy Sammy MC or somebody else just sent me a message and they were like in a radio station and they're listening to me. Like when I see people like that or even listening to me, it blows my mind. Like what the hell? Like it's crazy. So, uh, like I'm not there yet, but I see what you're saying. But where I'm at, and it's probably still because I'm young and dumb. Like if somebody started a YouTube channel and they started like using my name, and I see you've been taking it, and I know like you've been taken advantage of a lot earlier in your career, and you got the trust issue. So you feel like that name people are making money off of, so you don't even want to use it no more. But my thought is just like you could, yeah, they're gonna make money off that name whether you use it or not. But you can make money off of it too. I mean, that name is a big name. They're gonna make whoever, whether it's UFC Fight Pass, they're not gonna take that name off of Fight Pass whether or not you use that name. So if you start like the shirt you got on right now, if you had the old name on it, then you might sell 5 more of them just because somebody from 10 years ago wants that name on a shirt. And I know you want to change your name. And I was going to bring up like P. Diddy. Like, he went from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy. And some people still call him Puff Daddy,
Yeah,
and
but that's something that these guys they're cool with that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they probably are cool with. I'm not cool with that name. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
There's
okay.
no way, and I'm set on that. I'm set
Okay,
on
that's
that.
cool. Yeah, I didn't know if it was just like the
That's
money
written in
thing.
stone, bro. It's written in stone. Like fuck that name.
Okay.
Fuck anything to do with that name. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
I don't.
And that's cool. And I think you can succeed without that fucking name. Honestly, once the
I will.
I
I
know you
will
can.
succeed.
I know, and I know you.
You
I
know?
already, yeah. So the felony, fuck everybody left next offended. I think that is dope. I just think that that's still gonna come up even 5 years from now. Someone's gonna say, "Hey, are you the guy that used to be like even me?" Like I
Yeah.
want to block that name when people say MMA Fast Topics 2. I low key want to block it because it's kind of promoting his shit, and I don't go by that no more. And it's so it's like, man, now when they see that, they're gonna still see his
See,
name, and I'm like, man, I don't
but
even want to promote his
at,
shit.
at, at the same time, though, I mean, it's like I said, it's a good idea that you did, but I would have never went with the fast topic number two. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I would have never went with that because if he was already fast MMA topic,
Yep.
yeah, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Like I would have went with something else, but at the same time, you going with fast topic MMA two. Uh, you gain some of his followers too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You stack some of his followers as well. So when you did change the name to full time MMA, it's it's like you gain some of his followers, but now you're gaining your own.
Yeah, I used it to get in the door, and it's what I'm saying. It's not like I like stole any of his content. It's not like I used him or his face or anything he did. I just gave my opinion. So even though I was that name, it was my opinion that people had to enjoy. So that's why after MMA Fast Topics, I changed my name to MMA Quick Topics. He shut that one down too, and then I just said, okay, I'm going to something completely different, full time MMA, and it's the people that liked me from Fast Topics 2, and there's new people too, but it really didn't have nothing to do with the name. I was gonna, I needed it to get in the door because I didn't know how. If not, you need that. It was like supply and demand. I knew there were people that were looking for news on YouTube about MMA, and they were looking for it in that name. So I was like, so yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I completely. Some people came at me like, oh fuck you, you're fucking taking everything he worked for, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They hit me with the
Man,
Nate Diaz, but it's like I'm out here trying to eat too, and I used to watch the fuck. And this is what it was. I never even shit on him, bro. I made Fast Topics 2, and I said, hey, I'm not that guy, but if you're looking for Fast Topics 1, he's right here at this website. I put a like I was gonna show you, or like I'm gonna show you how to put your PayPal. I linked his on my videos, and so everyone knew on every single video I'm not him. Here's where he's at. But a lot of people were like, I'm not paying $20 a month. What the hell is he thinking? And they just rocked with me. So after I changed my name, I see what you're saying, and it might be like a pride thing. You would have never done it, but shit, it's the best fucking decision I've ever made. Now I've had multiple high. I'm talking to felony motherfucking Charles Bennett right now. Second highlight of my life. I interviewed fucking Sean O'Malley last time. That was the first highlight of my life. I'm about to fuck. I got a new computer now, so fuck what he's talking. I'm in the game,
I,
dog. I'm in the
I'm nigga,
game.
yeah, nigga, I'm settled right now, nigga.
I'm in the
Fuck
fucking
everything
game.
else, nigga.
And
Shit.
then and so I mean, I hear what you're saying, but shit, and now that and it would be different. I feel like if I was like using his face, like, oh, I'm pretending to be him, But I just gave my
Yeah,
opinion and
man.
talk my shit. And I also do different stuff. Like I do battle raps. Like I do rapping shit. I do fantasy fights. I do all type of creative stuff. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah, you got any? You got it. I don't know how to rap. You know, I
I
like
do.
music. I like dancing, but I
I
don't know
did
how
like a
to do
battle
any
rap for
one.
like all the last main events. I did Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg, Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shep. I do a battle rap like where they go at each other and I'm doing both voices. Like
Oh,
I'll play
hey,
one for real.
hey, hey, listen. That's what do you think of that Steepo and that nigga fighting?
Stipe, Stipo,
Steve something
Stipo and Ngannou.
and
I'm going with
Donald.
N still. I'm going with Stipe, man. But I picked against Ngannou in his last fight. I might just be that dumbass, and it's just because I'm going with experience. Like, and Alistair Overeem, even though some people say he's chinny and he's been knocked out way too much, it was just I felt like he was a more experienced striker. So maybe that experience is going to come into hand. Now he's going against Stipe, who's experienced and hasn't been knocked out as many times as Overeem. So it's just his toughest test. So I'm going with Stipe, but of course I'm not going to be surprised if he gets hit with the fucking uppercut from Cameroon. You know what I'm saying? So who do you got in that fight, though?
Uh, yeah, I'm probably. I mean, it's gonna be a good fight. It really is. So, but I know that fucking Stipe, man. That bitch don't give a fuck. That bitch be bringing that pressure
I'm
for
telling you,
real. So, so with that being
don't like
said, I'm going
Stipe.
with the nigga.
Okay, okay.
I'm going with the nigga.
Who's the
I'm
co-main
black. I
event?
gotta go with the black man.
That's funny. People tell me like I forgot who was on the last card that just fought. There was like only one black fighter, and I just so happened to pick him to win. They said, "Why do you always go with the black guy?" Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't always. I understand what you're saying. A lot of people do. Like, if I was a Brazilian channel, I might cater to the Brazilian fighters, but I literally just like look at it from I go to UFC.com before every fight and look up their last 10 fights, and then I go to SureDog, and then I might have to, if that ain't enough, I might have to just watch both of their last fights. I actually do a little bit of research in my predictions, so, but I know what you're saying, though. I ain't mad at you. A lot of people do that. But, the co-main event, oh yeah, Daniel Cormier and Volkan Ozdemir. You fuck with Daniel Cormier?
Daniel, he, I don't know, man. Daniel's a fucking clown, yo, for real.
John Jones
That,
is a bitch. You hear that press conference?
but
He was at the press conference and him and John Jones were going back and forth. He was like, John Jones is a bitch. And the way he said bitch was hella funny. He was like, bitch. It was hella funny.
now I gotta sit down. But oh man, now that nigga John Jones, what's up with this nigga? I, you know, I've learned to come to say fuck these niggas, man. Like what the fuck?
You talking
But
about like
hey,
the niggas that are
DC
cheating?
DC has a point though. John Jones cheated him. DC came with that thing. John Jones with the bullshit.
Bro,
What's
that's
up?
why I say Daniel Cormier, you got to give him number one pound for pound just because the only person to ever beat him was John Jones. And if John Jones popped in the second fight, you got to assume he was dirty in his first fight because why would he be clean in his first fight and beat Daniel Cormier? And then when he comes back, knowing that he's been popped before, say, now I'm going to start cheating. If you know you can beat him clean and you know you got to be clean because you already got popped, you should have been super clean for your Daniel Cormier fight.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're
I
gonna cheat in
mean,
the second fight, why wouldn't you cheat in the
see
first fight
that
before you shot her?
that's that's the thing though. I mean, I don't condone in steroids. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking if you're using that shit, you're stupid. That's how I look at it. You're fucking stupid because the human body is fucking wonderful. You know what I'm saying? It just take a little work. So some people take a whole lot of work, but the human body is one. So I don't I don't put shit in here, man. I don't put shit in here, but what goes is the food that you eat. It's already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like they already doing all this fucked up shit to it already. So
Uh
why
huh.
even fucking you want to use all these protein shakes? I don't know what the fuck in it. I don't know what a fucking MS Medusa My goblin, all the goblin is.
They got Francis Ngannou on all that shit at the Performance Institute, though. I'm telling you, he's got
Man, they got all
all
kind
the
of.
protein shakes, everything. They said Brendan Schaub said he's got the Bane juice at the Performance Institute. They're putting it all in him for free, turning him into Bane.
Yeah.
But yes, Jeremy Stevens was a guy. He just came out recently, and he was talking about how he loved what USADA was doing for the sport. But then BJ Penn has came out and said that he thinks USADA just made people go from taking testosterone to taking HGH. I don't know shit about enough about steroids, but
Yeah,
BJ Penn sounded like
see,
he knew what he was talking
that's what I'm
about.
saying. Like, what the fuck is the difference? What the fuck is GA growth
HGH.
human performance versus steroids? What's the goddamn difference?
Well,
It's the
they're
same
both
shit, right?
banned. Yeah,
Both of them enhances you, right?
yeah.
Not naturally, but it. I mean, so what's the difference?
I
What's the
mean, I'm sure
fucking
there's like a technical, like scientific difference between but between them and stuff. But what BJ Penn was saying is both of those are banned. Like the testosterone and the HGH, they're both banned. But he's saying it's like people can get away with HGH under USADA somehow. He said like you see people with a bloated gut and they're probably on steroids even in the UFC. And I was under the impression like USADA's doing a good job and people ain't really cheating still in the UFC. But at the same time, there's some people could you be beating the system like Jeff Nowinski, who like is one of the executives that used to be in USADA, has said like John Jones how it didn't make sense how he tested positive leading up to the fight and then like that one test popped. He said why was he clean for these tests but then he popped all of a sudden. He said it didn't make any sense. When you have people say that's because he didn't use the right masking agent on that day. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that stuff, but there's people that feel both ways. But to what you were saying, yeah,
right mass engaged? Like, god damn, nigga, you fucking whoa. That's man, hey man, hey dude, it was nice talking to you. For real, man. Cause again, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these motherfuckers got they're they're teamed up. You know what I'm saying? You see who's here with me, nigga? It's just me, nigga. I'm a loner. So
hey,
any
I'll go around
information,
my room right now.
yeah. So any information that I get, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, what? Whoa, shit, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's a percentage in this, but I'm not into that type of shit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I don't look it up. I don't follow into it and shit. I'll
Yeah.
probably forget it as soon as I get off the phone with you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, damn. And then when someone says it, I'll remember bits and pieces of it, but majority of it would be like, man, I don't know, man, 'cause I don't use steroids. I don't use GHB. I don't use MTC. I just use THC.
I was
And
just thought about it. I'm laughing because my nigga said Steepo. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Hey, but I was gonna ask you though about your fight with upcoming Brock Weaver. So like the fights that you've been taking recently, like do you just probably just get the opportunity and you just say fuck it? Do you even look your opponents up? Like this Brock Weaver guy you're gonna be fighting at Island Fights 46. Do you know much about him?
no, I don't. I don't. I just hope he's tall though, because I've been working on this like real mass body shot that I want
Bro, you're giving away your game plan, bro. What if he watches
to. Yeah,
this?
yeah. Well, it's okay. He know it's coming. Now you know it's coming, right? So what if it doesn't come?
Oh, hey, yep, mind games. Hit him with the mind games. Hey,
See,
that was like
that's
Khabib, bro. Khabib before the Edson Barboza fight. He said, What happens when I go in there and I outstrike him?" No one believed him. They thought it was mind games. Like, no, he's about to go in there and drag him down. He came forward and was throwing them strikes. Like, whoa, he wasn't playing.
hey, listen, Kahabi was an animal that night. Hey, and then you know my Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on
Yeah, I
Instagram,
do.
but Instagram, it's fucking. When I go live, look at all these Russians. I'm African Russian, nigga. I am African Russian,
The
nigga.
Dagestan
Oh,
gangster. I saw on one of your
that's
Instagram.
Pakistan gangster.
Hey, I saw on one of your Instagram posts when you were like announcing the fight versus Brock Weaver, like it said in the comments, the Dagestan gangster. And I thought somebody was calling Brock Weaver the Dagestan gangster. Then I came to realize, like, oh no, he's always talking about how like half of his Instagram followers are Russian and stuff. He's the Dagestan gangster. I had it
Yeah,
fucked up first.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I said over half. Them niggas, we deep in that bitch. Man, I can't wait to go fight in Russia.
Yeah.
We deep, we
I
deep in
heard I
Russia.
heard you talk about that, like fighting overseas. I know you've had a lot of your fights like overseas in China, maybe Russia, but you said like your felonies are kind of holding that back. Is that not a permanent thing? Are you gonna be? Do you think you'll be able to go fight in Russia sometime soon?
Well, no, it's just certain countries.
Oh, okay, okay,
So that's how it goes. Certain
okay.
countries I cannot go to because of my felony.
Okay, and
Which is
is that because the felony happened in that country, or it's just that's how it works?
no, nigga, what the
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
fuck?
I didn't know that. I
God
don't know.
damn, nigga. So I'm just a gangster all the way around the
You
goddamn world.
Dagestan gangster. You just said what you telling me? What? I
Dagestan
didn't know. You said
gangster.
certain countries. I didn't know if I got a felony. It's like okay, now that I got a felony, you can't go to Brazil and fucking Hong Kong, but you
Yeah.
can go to Russia and more. I don't know how it works. I ain't got no felonies.
Oh, see, that's the best part about your life. You ain't got no felonies, nigga. I'm scared of you, motherfucker. You know why, you bitch? Cause I don't know what to expect from you. You got Miss, yeah. I know
Hey,
you're
you got
probably
a
a driver.
point, man. You got
You
a
probably
point
a
because
driver
if
car
I
without
went
a license.
crazy, like let's say I got drunk and went crazy, nobody would have expected it because I ain't got no felonies. Like, oh, hey, he was just drunk. Nobody knew that was coming.
Yeah, that part. You
Hey,
know
you
what I'm
got a
saying?
good ass point.
You can't bring. You know, everybody try to. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, because when you're drunk, nigga, man, from a nigga that knows, when you're drunk, nigga, you know, boy, and then just have somebody that's with you that's gonna make sure you're all right,
Uh
and
huh.
it around you all right. Cause some,
I've been there a couple of times, like a
yeah,
couple of
the
times. I
fighting, you know,
almost fucked up getting. Oh yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I bet you there's a lot of fighters that are probably got drunk and fought and stuff like that and fight drunk.
yeah, man. That's
Especially if you
why.
get blackout drunk, that's
That's
the
why.
worst. If you get blackout drunk, that's terrible. I got a
Yeah,
video of me today where I was at my homie's house. Luckily, my cousin was there. I got blackout drunk and I was like damn near dome checking the people in the house, bro. And it was and I knew they were like it was a vibe. And if I was sober, I knew I was cool. But when you're drunk, you ain't always on your shit. But these were some dudes. I felt the way, and I was kind of in the right, but I was just so drunk. I was embarrassed to watch it the next day because I didn't remember it. So when you don't
nah,
remember it, it's just
motherfucker
embarrassing.
say I was kind of in the right. No, bitch, you was dead wrong.
Well,
How about
I
that?
was only dead
Cause
wrong
you're
because there was
drunk.
like five
You're
people and they could
drunk.
have jumped me.
Listen, no, yeah, because you're drunk. So if you're drunk, like you said, your mind is automatically alternated into a sense of it. Like I'm not a physical drunk. I'm not a fucking angry drunk. See, you might be an angry drunk. You know, you get drunk
Well, that
and
was
then
one of the
you
only times I
think
was blackout drunk.
a motherfucker can be looking at a bird that's flying over your head, and you swear that he's looking at you. You
That
got a
is not
problem with
me.
me, buddy?
That's not
You
me.
got a fucking
I'm
problem
the
with
life
me?
of the party. I'm having fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
When
having fun.
if you're the life of the party drunk, then you would never get in a fight. So you wouldn't even tell
I
me
was
about that one
blackout
time.
drunk, and it wasn't a party where we were having fun. It was like a kick it. I was with my homie, one of my good friends, and he just had some of his friends over. There might have been two chicks, six dudes. We were drinking on some cheap liquor, and these four dudes, I might have felt like, we were at my friend's house. They were disrespecting his house, and they were some cornballs that were like, "Yo, what? Do y'all not realize you're at his house right now?" And like, literally, y'all are little dudes. Like I'm not these dudes are like, and when I say little dudes, I mean like if I'm 250 pounds, these dudes are like 150 pounds, and they're like might be talking shit because they're drunk. We're all drunk, so I'm too drunk to be. I can't fight five people at once, but I do know if I'm sober, I could probably take on three of them. But I'm drunk off my ass, and that's why nothing happened though, because my cousin was there, and this is the dude that got me into MMA, and he wasn't gonna let nothing happen. That's why I got lucky. I was with somebody, but if I'm drunk, five motherfuckers is whooping my ass, and that's out of character. And that's one of the only times I didn't remember that I was drunk. Like I blacked out. But my cousin had it on his camera. That's who recorded it. So when he showed me that video, I'm like, God damn, man, I want to get in his phone like you did the dude on the video and erase that joint. I swear to God, I want to erase
Oh
it out of his
no,
phone,
man!
bro.
listen, that shit there, man, that had to happen like that,
Oh
though,
yeah,
man.
bro,
You don't
that was
understand,
hilarious.
man. This guy had me. It's the you know it, fuck that nigga. Ain't no way around that shit, nigga. You got me sending you a fucking picture of my dick voluntarily, nigga. That's not cool.
I
Cause
do gotta ask you
if
one
you go
question
around and start showing,
about that because I watched it and you said in the video like he did it like 6 or 7 years ago, like from 2011 he had did it. Was it you or something?
nah,
He was in your inbox
no,
like 7 years ago, or was he pretending to be a girl even way back then?
no, he was a guy way back then. That's what I'm
And he was just
saying. He
like,
was a
"What's up? I'm a
guy.
huge fan."
Yeah, and he tried to get at me on a what I'm saying sneaky way in. You know what I'm saying? So
Then
I cut that shit short.
he
Yeah,
realized
I
you were
cut that
into
shit
chicks, and he
short.
said, "Okay, so I gotta have a new tactic. I gotta come at him as a chick."
Yeah,
Damn, he had his
yeah,
oh, bro.
yeah.
That nigga's low key a huge fan. That's crazy. And then in the video, bro, he kept saying, "You might as well just beat me up." He knew that was a possibility the whole 6 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They
He
do that,
knew.
but
He knew it.
yeah,
He just got to beat me up. He said it again, bro. I did a reaction video. I said, y'all, this nigga wants this to happen. He wants him to put his hands on him. I hope he don't do it because he's gonna be playing into his game. And then right after that, you were like, no, because you fucking want me to do that shit. That shit was crazy, bro.
so you probably like yeah, man. It was different, man. It was something that I would never expect to happen, but it happened. It's
Bro,
fucking
you walked in, the lights was off, and he was playing Hood Booty this, Hood Booty this. I was like, no!
yeah. Yeah, hey, I could never fuck with a
That
chick to that
song, I
song
heard
now,
you say
man.
that. That whole song is ruined, bro. That shit is
Yeah,
hilarious, man.
oh man, you ain't never lied, man. I could never fucking sing that song now though. Like, damn, this nigga was trying to fuck me to this song. And I just so happened I walked in the room, girl, playing this music and shit. Like, hold on, baby, we gotta change that. We can't do nothing.
Can't even play Ray J
Uh-uh.
no more. No, I had to put on the
I'm
One
telling
Wish.
you this.
I,
Well, nigga. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, listen, that's just like that fuck ass shit. When I fought this nigga, Cody Pister, right?
yeah, I
I
heard you
fought
talking
Cody.
about that on the Mike Swick podcast. Just talking about that fight coming up.
Yeah, fucking this motherfucker. I told them to play a song for me, my walkout song. When I walk out, these motherfuckers playing Cry Me a River. And what the fuck?
What
The fuck was this song here? You know what I'm saying?
what the
Fuck
fuck?
this motherfucking song here, man.
Oh.
And then, hey, listen, and then afterwards, right after the fight, some fucking this bitch had to be like fat fucking Mexican bitch. She had to be about fucking 300 pounds. Gonna walk up to me and gallop, gallop, gallop. Say what, bitch? She was upset about
Oh.
something, man. I don't know what the fuck she was upset about.
Well, but it would have been worse if she'd have walked up, cry me a river. I'm still thinking about that shit.
Ain't
You
no
walking out like, what the
listen.
fuck?
That's what the that's what she was referring to though. You know what I'm saying about that song? Like she
Oh.
said some in the sense of yeah, next time you won't do something and you'll get your song. And I didn't hear her and I just laughed and walked it off and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in all reality, like man, this fucking fat Mexican 300-pound ass bitch. And
That's
I'm not
crazy.
racist, man.
I
I'm
know.
not talking about everybody.
You know,
I,
yeah, you
I,
got
I
to say that, but
should
I
talk
know.
about these motherfucking niggers, though. These goddamn niggers are stupid as fuck, man.
Hey,
Fucking niggers.
bro. Hey, have you ever watched the
Shit.
Boondocks? You know Uncle Ruckus?
Yeah. I fought with the Boondocks, man. Uncle Ruckus.
Hey, you
Uncle
know there's a
motherfucker.
real life Uncle Ruckus, bro, and I low key watch him, but you can't even admit you watch him. But I swear to God, if you watch him, you'll laugh 100 times a day. Like a real life person that'll be on YouTube all day talking about hair hatted hooligans. All his nigga is crazy, bro. It's hilarious. His name is Tommy Sotomayor, but this nigga's the real life Uncle Ruckus, bro.
Oh yeah, I seen that nigga.
You seen
I
him?
done seen.
Bro, he
Yeah.
says some crazy shit. You can't even admit you watch that dude, but I be watching him sometimes. This shit is be funny. But it's just drama shit, man. When you grow up watching Jerry Springer and shit like that, that shit is all entertainment. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I ain't like that shit though.
Yeah, no, there's some
Drama
shit
like
like
that shit.
no, there's some shit like yeah. Whenever I first started hearing him, I was like, this nigga's crazy. What the fuck is this real life? And then you hear about people threatening his life, and you kind of understand why. But also at the same time, when you watch it, you're still gonna die laughing probably 5 times. You're gonna be pissed off, but at the same time, if you also might laugh. Like if you watch one video over another one video might not have as much jokes, but that nigga's pretty funny. I gotta admit, and I just. Hey, I watch all type of shit. It's just funny to me. I don't subscribe to his thinking though. I just think it's funny.
I don't subscribe to his thinking
Yeah,
though.
no, it's like Uncle Ruckus, bro. When I watch that shit, like when I watch the Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus is just like one of my favorite characters because I laugh so fucking hard when he says so, like, ah, them damn niggas, like that shit. I can't
The
stop laughing
new
at that
niggas over
shit.
there.
Yeah, that shit is crazy
Uh,
to me. That shit is just
Ruckus
hella funny.
retarded.
But yeah.
Ruckus retarded. Yeah.
So your fight's
But
coming up. It's on February 6th, right? In Pensacola, Florida?
hey,
Or February 8th.
February.
February 8th in
Yeah.
Pensacola, Florida. Bet I'm gonna
Pensacola.
link that in the description and stuff for sure. So you're fighting Brock Weaver. Like, how do you get your fights nowadays? You just get a call, or do you call them, or what do you even do? Like, how'd you end up on this card?
I pretty much I know a lot of promoters, you know,
Uh huh.
so
Yeah.
I just don't know the big time promoters yet.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with my mom. I don't know. Hey, listen, I got so much porn in my phone, right?
That's all good.
My
That's all
phone be
good, man. That's why I was just about to wrap it up.
my,
Yeah. Okay. Well.
my phone be tripping.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, man. And like I said, man, I hope we can do this again, man. I could do this every week or whatever, And I'm sure you got hella stories to tell. Like you were
Yeah,
about to say
man.
something, that Cody Fister story. You've been in so many fights. You could probably tell a story about every fight and the night before every fight. You got so many stories people would love to hear, man. So thanks for the interview. Hopefully we can do it again. Felony Charles Bennett. Can't wait. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see your fight. Maybe I can catch a replay on YouTube or something. But thanks for the call, man. Uh-oh. I think we're off. I think we are out. All right, full-time family. Holy flying flipping flapjacks, full-time family. I almost lost the Felony Charles Bennett interview and it wasn't even on me. You guys, if you got me on Snapchat, you seen me freak the fuck out because at the very end of this Felony Charles Bennett interview, the screen froze. First his screen froze as you saw there, then my screen froze and my entire computer froze. Brand new computer, just got it a month ago. The mouse wouldn't even move on the screen. The time clock on the computer froze. It was stuck at like 4:06 p.m. 20 minutes later, there's nothing I can do. Everything is still stuck in place. I just gotta shut the computer off. I fucking turned the computer back on and thank the Lord it was saved. Holy smokes. So even it wasn't saved in the right format. I had to rewatch this whole interview recording the screen again just to get this joint, but I saved it. That was it. You guys realize how crazy that would have been if the Sean O'Malley interview didn't record on this computer? First professional fighter I ever interviewed, undefeated. Fucking, I'm captain of the Sean O'Malley bandwagon, was before the interview, still am after the interview, and now Felony Charles Bennett, one of the motherfucking dopest fighters on the planet, most famous. You know how you guys realize, like, think about this. You guys remember Kimbo Slice, of course, rest his soul. You remember how big Kimbo Slice was? Felony Charles Bennett was like the Kimbo Slice that wasn't in the backyard. He was kind of found a promoter to actually put him in MMA, but he still got the same characteristics, just a super dope dude, down to earth. You can get to know him, super honest, speaks what's on his fucking mind. And it ain't got this, so that's just crazy. I thought about that. I don't know why, because looking at this nigga in this picture, I'm thinking of Kimbo Slice. But yo, I hope you guys really enjoyed this interview, man. I hope we can do this again sometime. A new highlight of my fucking life. You guys already know, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and it's all thanks to the full-time family. So shout out to Felony Charles Bennett, man. That was more than I could have asked for. And I didn't even do this intentionally. We did the dopest Felony Charles Bennett interview you're ever gonna see. Go on YouTube and prove me wrong if you want. Link them joints in the comments. You're not gonna find one better. We did the dopest Felony Charles Bennett interview you'll ever see. And we didn't even mention Wanderlei Silva, or as Felony Charles Bennett calls him, Candylei Silva. Now, who does that? I mean, hey, you can listen to him on the Chael Sonnen podcast or any of these other podcasts. Everyone's got to bring up Wanderlei. Some of these dudes kind of just get the jitterbugs when talking to a nigga like Felony Bennett, but I was motherfucking, I felt at home, you know what I'm saying? I was probably more comfortable interviewing Felony than I was Sean O'Malley, even though I was comfortable there, and I wish you guys got to see that interview. I'm glad you guys got to see this interview, man. Super dope. We almost lost it, man. Go follow me on Snapchat. I'm telling you, I flipped the fuck out. You can see, I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? So, with that being said, I'm going to link everything Felony Charles Bennett in the description of this video. Instagram. I don't even know if he's got a Twitter. He'd be on Instagram, YouTube. I'm even going to link his PayPal, man. And I'm also going to show him how to link his PayPal on his YouTube for every video he uploads. Just because, he could definitely learn, use knowing how to do that. A lot of you guys, I mentioned the Joey Diaz and the Lee Syatt podcast in this article, because to me that seems like Felony Charles Bennett. Like, if Joey Diaz didn't have the Lee Syatt, he would need some type of producer to really help him with this social media and YouTube aspect of things. And that's the same thing with Felony Charles Bennett. I'm sure there's many Felony Charles Bennett stories that we haven't got to hear that we would love to hear. He's been in over 70 professional fights, not counting any type of street altercations he may have been in, not counting the parties he may have been to when celebrating a fight or a loss. Like, I guarantee you there are so many Felony Charles Bennett, stories that are just probably super, I can't think of the word, like appealing, that are just fucking would draw you in and people would love to hear. So I would personally, if Felony Charles Bennett had his own podcast, just telling stories of his fights and just everything, that to me, I would be listening to that joint every single day. So, and if I could be a part of that, that would blow my mind. But just getting to interview Felony Charles Bennett already blew my mind. No pun intended. Whenever this fucking joint was about to go down, when this interview crashed, the whole computer, I was like, that's my karma for breaking fucking sober 2018. But I had to do that, man. It was like a sign. My pops came through, said, hey, check this out. I was like, man, I'm about to interview Felony Charles Bennett. This might be the day. And it was the day. We got it done, man. So thanks for everybody that watched this interview. Thanks to Felony Charles Bennett for even giving me this opportunity. Thanks to the full-time family for helping get me this opportunity. It is what it is, man. Hopefully we get to talk to Felony Charles Bennett again. It was fun. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.